Welcome back to our channel. This is Rick. As part of our ongoing series on Meta's Horizon Workrooms, we're going to give you a bit of a tour. For those of you new to VR, Horizon Workrooms is a collaborative environment from Meta targeted at companies or teams where you can work together and have a virtual meeting. It's basically a virtual conference room where you can conduct brainstorming sessions, presentations, training, and meetings, or just hang out. In fact, there's different room types, each with their own purpose, but we'll cover that later. In our previous episodes in this series, we talked about how to get set up or invite people, so check those out if you're interested. Obviously, the first thing you want to do in order to get into your workroom is to log on. To do that, go to your apps and click Horizon Workrooms. Once loaded, you'll see your private office. So this is where you can get your act together before you go into a meeting. You can even access your computer. You can see your meeting rooms, and if you have meetings scheduled, that would be through the web page for your workplace, and that's where you would schedule those kind of things. Let's just take a look at our available workrooms. Here you can change the look of your office. Let's just go back to one of these other ones. Hopefully they'll add more over time. Okay, so let's go into one of these rooms so I can show you around. So here we are in our room. This is where Thor and I have our meetings. As we've told you before, he's in the US and I'm in Canada, so this is great neutral territory to have our discussions. Thor is working on some software projects, and sometime we go over that stuff, and it's a great environment. The first thing you're going to notice is that we have a bit of a similar interface that was on our desk before in the sort of private office. This is like a control center for your entire room, so you can do a variety of things like access your computers, mute people, customize the room, and more. Now the black area on my desk there is my pass-through, so you can't see, but that's where my keyboard and mouse are, and anything else I put in that area, like a cup of coffee or when I put down my controllers. This is an important feature when you want to start using your computer in workrooms. Okay, so here we are in the meeting room, and at its most basic level, we can have a conversation with people in the room. What's really cool is that you can have different types of meeting rooms depending on your mood or the vibe you're going for. Some are fairly corporate and others vibrant and fun. There are different colors and different styles. Hopefully Meta will keep adding to these. But depending on what kind of meeting you want, you can have different room configurations as well. There's the meeting room, which is great for conversations. But there's also a room that's more conducive to larger conversations, like a roundtable discussion. There's the presentation style room or classroom. And finally, one for breakout style sessions where people can work in teams. Here, each table has a place for moderators. You can also change seats depending on where you like to sit or your role in the meeting. Okay, an important part of a meeting is to be able to use a whiteboard to brainstorm with. From your desk, you can add notes and pictures to the whiteboard at the front, and you can write on the board as well. You just use your real desk as a surface to write on. You can also use a laser pointer right from your desk to highlight things at the front when someone's talking. Not only can you contribute to the whiteboard from your desk, you can also go up to the front physically and write on the board. You do that by pressing this button. Once you press it, you'll be taken into the pass-through mode. You'll see arrows that'll point you where you need to go. Then you'll see your whiteboard, which you can move around and place somewhere in your room. Horizon Workrooms will remember where you placed it for the next time. When you're up there and you're finished presenting, you'll just press a button up at the front and you'll be placed back into pass-through mode, and there'll be arrows there pointing you to go back to your seat. So you walk back to your seat, sit down and say okay, and you're back in your seat in Horizon Workrooms. It's pretty seamless. In this example, Thor already has it in place and he just has to walk up to it and say continue. You can see from here that Thor can write on the board and highlight any screenshots or other images. He can also add notes and move pictures around. Everyone in the room can see him, even the people that are calling in through a webcam and are not in VR. This is by no means perfect. I think they can do a lot more with the notes. I have seen other applications that let you type in the notes, resize the notes, use a virtual keyboard, and be able to make them more flexible. It's something I think that needs to be worked on. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is accessing your computer from Workrooms. I love this feature because you can share your screen with the entire group and to each individual on the screen right in front of them. You'll need to download and install MetaQuest Remote Desktop on your computer, and your headset needs to be on the same network as your computer. But once it's set up, it really works great. And it's got a lot better over time. So to share, just click the computer and then the share button. You can make your monitor bigger, which will also make the screen at the front bigger, which is great. And each person can share what they're seeing on their own screen. So if they don't want to look at the front, or if it's too small, they can have it and view it right in front of them. It's great for collaborating, showing demos, taking notes with the group, and the sound will even play through your headset if you've got media playing. Now, the one issue, you'll have to hunt and peck on your keyboard a fair bit if you're trying to use your keyboard through the pass-through, because you can't quite see where the letters are. So you need to be really good at your touch typing skills. However, there are some supported keyboards out there that will actually bring the keyboard into your virtual space. They're not too available out there, so you're going to have to look around if you want that feature. I think it'd be great, and hopefully they'll support more keyboards in the future. I've not used any of these keyboards, but I think they're pretty pricey, so you might want to check that out. Okay, so that's it for this episode. I just wanted to give you a quick overview. There's a lot more we can talk about. Thor and I will be making other videos sometime where we'll talk about what Meta needs to do to improve here and our overall thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments some of your thoughts on what you'd like to see in Horizon Workrooms. See you later.